seconds.
And we are live. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Are you awake out there? Just put up a thumb or a heart or whatever, some kind of emoji reaction. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
at least we have one.
someone is awake.
Yeah. Good. There's already somebody writing in the chat. That's great. Oh, that's you, Anna. Good morning, Anna. I'm Mads Ulle. Yeah, we're live in Denmark now, I see. We'll just give people a minute to log on, grab that fresh cup of coffee before we'll start. The counter is ticking up.
Yeah, look at that. But in the meantime, should we slowly present ourselves while some are still getting in the door?
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, everyone, for spending this part of the morning with us. From PropTech OS side, we have Anna, which is our marketing manager, our chief of communication, and Per, which is the CEO. And as I said before, he's the wise guy, and I'm the sales guy. I'm responsible for our sales. And yeah, let's slowly kick off now. People have had a few minutes to start. Welcome to this first episode, if we can call that, of a longer series of webinars covering different topics around agentic AI. Agentic AI is one of the new buzzwords, and we would like to help you and support you in understanding the possibilities and the challenges about this agentic AI. So this is the first out of 6. As usual with these webinars, this will be recorded. You are responsible for your own coffee and stuff like that. And we would really much like to do this in a kind of a little bit more chill mode. So we would really much like your interaction with us. Please feel free to ask in the chat or in the Q&A. We'll keep an eye on that.
And the chat is visible to everyone, while the Q&A is for us only. So depending on what you want to ask, if you want to ask what happened, Rasmus, were you in a fight? What happened? You could ask.
Yeah,
you can ask that either in the Q&A or in the chat.
Yeah, and yes, Eric, we are recording this webinar. You'll receive it afterwards, and you will also receive the slides, of course, and you'll receive a link also to the recording where you can actually, or maybe we should do that, but you can connect. If you have a Google Notebook LM, you can make a small podcast out of this.
A better version.
Yes, it's I've not been in a fight. Per. I was running a mountain trail race 3 days ago in Annecy, and I did a big crash on the first downhill. So that was a short run. But we decided to make a little bit fun of that. I had a colleague from Ukraine. He said, "Hey, you should tell a story about the beer that was a tank." No, it's a little bit more boring than that. But it was not a fight. It was not something very serious. So I'm all good. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the webinar. As I said before, this is 1 out of 6, a webinar series that we are doing before summer. The first, which is of course today, you'll have a look into how these agents are operating, and we'll spend quite some time actually doing real-time live building agents. We'll build 1 or maybe even 2 agents. We're not taking the easiest agents, but we'll get back to that. The second part is how you go from having all these Excel spreadsheets that I know all of you have, and how you bring these Excel spreadsheets to become the chief of agents, because you will, with the right approach to the agents, you will become the orchestrator of agents. In the beginning of May, we'll take a look at the facility management assistant. That is more like an autonomous assistant that can streamline operations and do more difficult things or advanced things like invoice control, that monitors, is this invoice actually a real invoice that is according to our service level agreements. So we take a little bit step up in the more experienced agents. In end of May, we are going to this with data chaos to agent ready. It's about how your data can go from very messy data into structured data. This is, of course, primarily focused on Real Estate Core, this global open source ontology that is the enabler to all these agents. Then, in the beginning of June, we connect all these digital agents to the humans, because it is not the data that is the issue. It's not the technology that is the issue towards scaling this. It's how we, as teams, as management, as humans, are organizing these agents, and how the agents can work together. How do we make sure they work as we want them to work? And the last before summer is about, some would call this all the boring stuff: permissions, policies, guardrails, governance, all that stuff. Maybe it's boring for some of us, but it's actually very, very important. Our experience, and we'll get back to that, is actually that take in these things in the beginning of your projects, because otherwise you'll have a timeout later, because when your IT and your governance teams are looking into this, they want to make sure that you do what is good for your company and your organization. So this was just an introduction.
And it will be interesting because I think we set this, we booked this a couple of weeks ago, and the state of the art and the landscape have already changed since then. Not fundamentally, we're still doing the same. We still have the same goal, and we're one of the basics is the same. But it will be interesting to see where we are in June 18th compared to what we think now. I think it will be interesting.
We will not guarantee you that what we write here is what we will totally cover, because we want also to have we're not changing the main theme, but there can be some changes because 2 months in agent time is a long time. So today we just do a short introduction. What is this agent? For some of you that are new to this, it will be very brief. I can see that there's a lot of people attending here that is experienced, that is also customers, and that's also already working with this, or have been to our other webinars. But there will be a short wrap up, and then Per will take over and show you how to build this. We have afterwards a little bit about reflections, but even also trying to get more questions, concerns from you, and match that with our experiences so far. We are all rookies in this still. This technology is still less than 6 months old, but we have had customers working and have these agents running for 4 or 5 months now. And then we'll just wrap up. And for those of you that is interested in going a little bit more into details, we will of course stay afterwards, as we used to do, for doing a little bit deep dive. So, to manage your portfolios, you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of applications that is supporting your work. And all of these have data. They are relying on data, and they are building more or less their own small data lake, not lake, but a data silo. What we want to do is to make sure that you work better between all these apps, or between the task that is needed to be done. And we're working towards this 37% that Morgan Stanley was showing that was possible to automate today, not in 5 years, but actually today. 30% of all that you do in your real estate can be automated. This is on top of the first 50% that was saved from the manual work when we suddenly got email and stuff like that. So this is even more. This is processes. It's possible because now we have this generative AI. That's like a chatbot. That's like this ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot, what you are asking it for information, or upload a document, and you're asking what is this and this in this document. And the new thing that is coming within these 6 months is the agents. The agents is working for you. It's doing tasks for you. It is looking into some data. It can reason. It can think about what is this. It can learn and it can act autonomously. So it does stuff for you. Yes, Mohammed, we'll try to focus on screen sharing and take a little bit off our videos. Good point. Thank you. So the generative AI is this superpower. I think a lot of you now have tried this out. It is reducing the work you do from weeks or hours to maybe minutes, because you throw in some documents and suddenly you have a new dashboard. Or in our world, it only takes 5 minutes to prompt a dashboard with your tenant's energy consumption. The agentic AI is this digital colleague you have maybe already. It's removing that work because you ask it to do something each morning or maybe each Friday, or work with managing or monitoring your energy consumption or your water consumption during the weekend while you are taking a few days off. The generative AI is all the tools it's the Copilot, it's Gemini, and those kind of applications. Proptech OS, we are supporting you with these processes. So that means that you can do all the nice dashboards that is totally customized towards your own company's needs or processes. We have been through all these processes that a typical facility management or real estate organization is doing. We identified 289 processes, everything from pest control to elevator monitoring to lease management. And we have identified 23% of these processes. They can be managed by the agents we have today. So these agents are already defined. So now it's a matter of finding out for you or your team, your organization, where should we start? Because of course, this is not something that you won't going to do. This will be a standard in a few months, maybe a year from now on. And these agents, you should consider these as human colleagues, just in a digital way. You have colleagues, or maybe you have a team, and you have experts within different kind of skills. You have some HVAC engineers, so you have some ESG experts. The same we have in these agents. Some of them are experts in specific tasks. Some of them are the one that is connecting to the humans and asking you as a human, what should I do here? And the good thing is, this is not like this development stuff. It's actually these agents, they are speaking, they are using language to speak to each other. And they know who can they ask for changing the schedule, for instance, on the ventilation system. And remember, we have not put any humans into this illustration, but you as a human, you are the one that is defining what the agent should do. So you can start in the beginning and say, you just need to go this and this and this, but don't change anything. I want you to ask me before you change the set point of a temperature in the room. And this is being possible because Proptech OS is this operating system that is in the middle, working in between the agents or your apps and all your existing systems in your buildings. We connect to BMS systems, facility management systems, your ERP, your tenant, your lease management, and of course your IoT systems. And then we onboard these in the real estate core ontology. So now a presence detector in a room is always having the same name all across all your buildings. And that makes it possible for the agents to work and to understand how your data is structured and how your buildings are working. The agents will run as you define them, but they will also work together with the full app ecosystem we have. We have more than 55 apps from third-party experts like elevator monitoring or chiller optimization. You can connect to your Proptech OS operating system. So now in this sense, you open up, you unlock the data across your portfolio, and then you can work across those with the agents or the apps. We have already defined 42 agents. And if you take your screen, your mobile phone, you can just take a photo of the QR code and you'll get directly into what we call the agency. The agency is a way where we explain all these agents in different languages, of course, whether you're from Sweden or Ukraine or Germany, Finland, we have translated it for you. We also defined them in two different kinds of interaction with your buildings. One is the monitoring. They do only monitor your data. They don't control anything. And then there's the controlling agents that can, for instance, reduce your EV charger load in the nighttime if suddenly the energy price is going high up. And the agents, it's very good that they understand different languages, because we have different languages, we speak different languages, and there are different national requirements. So I'll just make it an example here where it's both in Ukrainian, it's in German, it's in Danish and Swedish. Mm-hmm. So have in mind, you don't need to take 1 year of education to define these agents. They are understanding how you write, even though if you're not so good at writing, they understand that, because they are reasoning on what you do. Of course, you don't make your agents 100% ready the first time. You'll start and you'll slowly train, and you'll make your agent working better and better. These agents are living inside Proptech OS. You'll learn more about that in some of the next sessions. And you'll also learn more about how these agents are designed so you have full traceability and visibility of what they do. The last thing that we need to just to do a very short explainer towards is these different types of agents. And Pierre, you can take over now.
Yeah, I think this is for us an important distinction, that we have previously this picture where, and this video where these different AI agents work together and communicate with each other and pass a task back and forth to each other. So when you think about what AI will do in the real estate industry, it's not necessarily that we will add this one all-knowing AI that will sit in a tower and decide everything, but rather many specialized AI agents that will do their part of the puzzle. And so we have used these 4 archetypes that are established in the industry. And when I say established, this is very much a moving target and a developing story. But we have these Oracle agents, which we will start by, in the demo, we will start by chatting with an AI that have access to all the data that I have. And this is one type of AI agent where they are the generalist, and also they have a perspective where they see everything, and they have access to all the data, and they can generate answers, or they can oversee things. This is the Oracle, and what quite similar to what we are used to when we're chatting with Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT. It's we assume that they will know all languages, and we can ask them about cooking one day, and we can ask them about what might be wrong with a car the other day. And it's the same here, where the Oracle could answer something about what tenant might churn, or could also be helpful when trying to understand where the biggest energy thieves are in the portfolio. The other type is, and what makes up if you think of this team of PropTech agents, what it will be, the most common worker in that team will be an expert. So one part of your organization, one part of your company, a process or a task, and then that process or that task, which is part of a process, made into an agent that knows what it needs to do. It has the specifications, it has the goals in order to fulfill a specific task or process. It is an expert in one field, and we can think of these experts more as not a domain expert, general domain expert, but they will be experts of only. They will be an expert only looking at the return temperature of district heating. It will be all that it does, and they will be many of them. And this is
Per, we have a question in Q&A. These experts, as I understand what is being written, are they experts on a building itself, or are they more like a domain expert? For instance, you're an expert on district heating, or are you an expert on a school or a multi-tenant building?
Yeah, I mean, they will be expert in terms of skill, not in terms of knowledge. What if we look now, what has happened since January? It is that the way that we can start to have AI agents have memory and knowledge and persistent knowledge and developing knowledge over time is becoming more and more effective. But for now, agents are typically sort of a goldfish. That AI agents are like a goldfish, where they wake up, they have access to a lot of data, and they can catch up quickly, get all the data they need. But they are not excelling in that they can find and read data quickly, but they don't excel in the sense that they have familiarity with something. So an expert here will be an expert in terms of skill and capability, not in what it knows. It's not that it knows the most about this or that building or this or that system, but it will know exactly how it should gather data. It knows exactly how it should analyze data, and it knows exactly how it should reason and act on that data for each specific task or process. And then
so this is a question I have, because just to elaborate. So these experts, if you as a municipality, you can actually, if you make your own experts very specific, you can share that expert to your peers and your other in your network, for instance.
Yeah, and we will speak a little bit, hopefully speak a little bit about whether we make these agents generic or specific to your data. But yeah, so if you develop an expert in PropTech OS, it's yours and only yours. But it's also something that will most likely run out of the box if you share what you have developed and share what you have done with a peer of yours or a friend of yours or a colleague of yours in a different part of another region or from another company. So the agent prompts, it will know your process and your guidelines. It will be agnostic to data, more or less. The embodied agents, these are AI with a body. So AI representing a building, AI representing a system, and with Proptech OS or a similar system, it will have it will be connected to that body. So when we have typically one of the first agents that our customer deploys is one or two building agents that represent the building, and then it sort of makes a health check every morning, how things are going, if there are any data anomalies, and if there have been an abnormal volume of alerts or error reports. And this is an AI which has a body, and that's an embodied agent. So a robot is another embodied agent, but we are letting AI have a building and building systems as their body, they're stationary. And then the last one here is the task runner. So as you saw on the illustration with how these coordinate together, pretty quickly it will become a race of trying to do this in an efficient way, so that you can deploy a lot of agents, so that you can have them run often, so that you can have them connected to live data. And that means that you cannot have your heavy expert, which is a big AI model that is, we'll see when we start prompting in a second, that takes a long while to execute. But you would rather have a group of task runners that are quick, cheap to run, that can run all the time, that have a single purpose, and maybe they cannot reason and come up with advanced conclusions, but they can hand things over to their expert colleagues when they have identified that there is a need to do so. And these are for automating and agentifying your processes and your organization, the expert and the task runner is really the two main tools in the tool belt. The Oracle, you are probably already interacting with an Oracle, whether it's connected to Proptech OS or not. But that's probably the first generative AI kind of agent that you're interacting with.
Good. Let's go to the demo, and we'll dig much deeper into these different agents types later. And now Per should be able to take on the screen.
Let's see how it works. So the idea, my idea, is that we will go towards an agent and then a second one, because there are two main patterns of developing an agent. Either to do it when you have made an analysis, when you've made some work that you feel is very good, and you just when you have done this with a superpower that Rasmus explained, is generative AI superpower, something that took a very long time previously, and now can be done quickly. So, for instance, here is let's start with seeing if we can look at stuck dampers. So spjäll, and see if we can identify some of them. That's a problem, and if you identify them, you can both prevent faults and save a lot of energy. So here, if this is just doing an AI-based analysis, let's see if there are any stuck dampers in this building. So if they are stuck in the same position, whether it's extract air or supply air, this is the way that they will look. And it's tricky with AI. Because we did a version of this on demo data yesterday when preparing, and the only conclusion that the AI came up with was that I found all the data, but it doesn't seem like it's real. So until we get even better demo data, this is a live building, but one that we are usually allowed to demo, and where we will just make sure that the AI agent doesn't do anything. So this is now interacting with an oracle. We have a question about something. So can we find these stuck dampers? And now it's using the tools from Proptech OS in order to find that. So and this will run for a while, and we'll see if we need to go to the prepared meal that I already have, the prepared analysis. But this is now we have a something that we do. If this works well, if we have a working analysis, then maybe we would want to have this go from first here, going from hours to minutes. And then if we make it into an agent, we could make it go to 0 minutes and have it be done every day without human interaction to find stuck dampers. And that would be taking this analysis made into an agent. So this is when you have done when you've come up with a solution and you want to agentify it. The second pattern that we will do after this is the other way around, when you have a part of your workflow that you want to automate, where you want to it's not exploring data and then making an analysis repeatable and automatic, but rather starting with a workflow and automating that. So if we do this stuck damper agent first, we can do a FM ticket triage agent second, something that looks on incoming work orders to prepare them and make it more efficient for humans to work with them. But while this is running, we can see that this is something that we will use later on. So Rasmus, you showed the click the wrong button. You showed the agency, and this is what it is actually getting that data from. So this is public. So this is on GitHub, where this is available to anyone. Here are all our agent prompts that we own, that we have done, are here. So there is a lot of other agent prompts running in Proptech OS where the customer have done it, but here is everything, all our expertise on how to make agents are here out in the open. And what is here is also a agent prompt guideline. So what is an agent? When it's this, it's a description of what an AI should do. So it's describing what the role and identity of the agent is. It is describing the context and the objectives, and how it should do it. So the constraints and safety rules, and then what it should output. What should the output be? Should it be a report? In that case, what should the report look like? Should it be that it does some action? Then what should the action be? And here is more of this is what we have done, and we will use this when we take our analysis and make it into an agent. So these are the building blocks of an agent, and we also have here skills. So agents, this is a little bit more advanced, and we can get back to that in a second. And this is also when I said that the world is different now than 4 weeks ago. This is what I was referring to, that now the way that you now know how to do skills is much better than it was 4 weeks ago. And this is something where we are developing Proptech OS also. We have these two that are ready-made. So the way to think about skills and tools is kind of like the MCP that we have is see that this webinar platform doesn't let me switch what I'm sharing, but now we have Claude running and making an analysis. It is using our MCP, which is kind of like the kitchen. It has all the tools and all the utensils and everything that it needs. But what the world is now sort of developing, and what the community is working on now is building how to make skills, and we can think of it a little bit like a recipe. So a skill will be a description of how to use the tools in order to make a damper analysis. So now Claude had to figure that out by itself, and it took some minutes. But if we would have a skill for this, then probably it could have jumped right to the end and had known how to use the tools in PropTech in order to make this analysis. See that it now the analysis done is just generating some illustration of what it has done. So I think we can use this if it is ready soon.
And while it is thinking, I just answered one of the questions in the chat about privacy and GDPR. And I'll get back to Thomas's question a bit later.
Cool. Okay, so here now this is actually done a things are different each time. It has done an application to run this to scan all of it again, but this is what it found out. So here it found 24 damper pairs, and it found that that it flags damper. So it figured out that if the position is stuck and only differs 2 percentage points up or down over 7 days, then it's stuck. It's likely stuck if it hardly moves, and if it does, if the damper position does change over a weekly time period, then it is okay. So then let's say I can just I can show you what just to give some context, that it could also look like this when we did something similar previously. So the analysis is like this, where it found one damper that was stuck. It just changed the percentage points. Here you see this line here. And it's just a different way of illustrating the same thing that we got now when we did the analysis live. But since we have this now, let's then see if we can make an agent out of this. So if we have an analysis that it is done, it looked at 24 different variable air handling, variable air volume air handling units. And it figured out how to think of it as stuck and likely stuck. Then make an agent out of this analysis, so that these guidelines.
And as you can hear, this is real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to here are the two that prompt guideline, and the other one was the expert specification, the other document that we looked at before.
And Per, while it is now making this agent, there's a good question that this kind of actuator check can be done in 2 minutes in any normal BMS as an alarm.
Yeah, but we'll see here what it does. What the agent will do is that it will add reasoning to this, and so that it will check historical data. It will be more than just writing a rule for what to do, and it can also do more of reasoning. We can ask it to compare linked sensors. We can when we refine this, we can have it take building occupancy into account, etc. So it's the reasoning on top of the general rule that is the point of having this as an agent instead, and also that we can have this act outside of the BMS afterwards. We can choose in the next step whether this should generate a ticket, whether it should change something, whether it should generate an alarm in the BMS, etc. So
and we are getting closer to the deadline for closing down this, and we'll go into details with these questions. There was also a question that if you can answer short to this about that. Is it common that these agents are coming up with different answers and not consistent results?
It is common that they express themselves differently, but the conclusion that they make is the same. So that is why we have these agent guidelines, both for how to make the prompt and also in the guidelines that we define how they should reason, how they should classify information. So we'll see what it comes up with. But it might be that it is using a different way of expressing it. What is very good is to make sure that we have not only that it generates something, so a flag or a severity level, but also a description, because there or a summary of state of things, because then we will. Then that is something that can be passed on to someone else.